Hello and welcome. In this match I am in the new tier 10 German battleship, the Grosser Kurfürst. And I'm gonna come straight out and say it, she's bad. She is abysmal even. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. In this, like the way she is right now, she feels like a tier 9 battleship. Like if you took her and put her at tier 9, she would be okay, tier by tier, because well, she gets some things better than the Friedrich, but other things are worse. Like the main thing is, she is so big, she is so much bigger than a Yamato, like in length, that you're gonna eat torpedoes like crazy. And her torpedo protection is essentially similar to what Friedrich has. She is nowhere near able to fight things like Montanas and Yamatos. And the main thing she gets over the Friedrich is 1 extra gun per turret. Yes, it's 4 extra guns, that's actually a pretty big deal, but the downside is that your ship is so much bigger and you get 1 tier higher matchmaking, where almost all the other ships are excellent in some way or another. There are very few tier 10 ships that don't perform very well. And the Kurfürst is abysmal. Like she isn't good enough. You can't have a ship this size with this poor maneuverability and not give her something insane. I heard that Wargaming might be buffing her with like 17,000 HP, but I don't think it's enough. Like, even if you gave her 30,000 more HP, I don't think it would still make up for how bad the ship is. Because the guns can't do magical things like Yamato guns can do. They are still inaccurate. Yes, there's 12 of them and they rotate quickly, but they also break very easily. Like I had a match where I was sailing along, a Montana came around an island, shot me once from the front, and both my guns were permanently broken. In 1 salvo. I mean, yes, she does get hydro, so it does help with the torpedoes, but look at all the other tier 10 battleships. Yamato has 55% TDS. Montana has like, what, 40%? This one has like, what is that, 27? Like, it's nowhere near enough. I can't believe they actually put her in the game at first at 88,000 HP too. Like, this is only 4,000 more than the Friedrich. She also, oh yeah, best part is, she isn't even better, not better. She isn't even as well armored as a Yamato and Montana. She is worse armored than them. Okay, it might be that she has some kind of turtleback design which makes her harder to citadel, but her citadel armor itself is worse than the other ones. She does keep the secondaries that the Friedrich has, essentially. She has slightly stronger anti-air. It's not stronger in terms of DPS, but it has more range, so overall you should shoot down maybe... No, probably not. You'll probably shoot down about the same amount of planes as you would in a Friedrich. Because you actually deal less AA DPS than the Friedrich does, but it's just longer range. By the way, if you noticed the chat at the start of the match, I joked that a DD is free to give me smoke, even the enemy ones. And well, fortunately for me, this Benson was very kind and gave me smoke. Because this ship is very difficult to play if you don't have something useful like that. Because she just takes so much damage, and she just doesn't do enough in return. Because her guns are very inaccurate, way more inaccurate than a Montana. And well, Yamato is even more accurate than those. And it doesn't help that she is so big, which means that it's very hard not to hit her if you shoot your guns. I guess the secondaries are nice, but you could just play the Bismarck and have, like, secondaries that are as powerful, or even the Friedrich. She is also an okay ship. But this one isn't good. Like, it's cool that she has 12 guns, I guess, but I mean, that's what, a tier 8 cruiser? Like, I haven't done all that much. I've actually got rather lucky this match, because usually most of my matches were really poor. I just couldn't do it. Like, okay, maybe, just maybe there is some kind of special playstyle that I couldn't grasp. which would make this ship okay, but I really doubt it. Like, I don't see how you're going to make this ship be good. You would need to buff, I don't know, she would need insane buffs. Because, like, if you think about Montana versus Yamato, the Montana is in a bit of a bind because the Yamato has gun caliber high enough that, well, she can simply penetrate the Montana from the front. The Montana can't do the same to the Yamato. And the Kurfürst is going to suffer from the same issue. So, like, why would you play her? She doesn't bring as much AA as Montana. Yes, she does bring better secondaries, but the Montana isn't nearly as large as the Kurfürst is, and I mean, the Montana also has better torpedo protection and all that crap. Like, she just doesn't feel worth it. I would definitely not recommend getting her at all. At least not until Wargaming fixes it. The Friedrich is fine, you just stop it there and that's it. This ship just is not worth it. And I can't even think of something that Wargaming could do that would make her okay, because one of her biggest downsides is her size, and they're not going to change the model, of course. So, I don't know. I mean, she just needs so much more just because of her size. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is, because I know I had 10.6 kilometer secondaries because I'm secondary build. Oh yeah, right, these are the modules and commander skills. So, I know that I have a secondary build, and I know that I'm fairly difficult to citadel at closer ranges, especially by something like a North Carolina. So, I'm not that afraid of showing broadside like this and shooting the secondaries. The downside is, though, that even if she is difficult to... okay, that North Cal died. That's unfortunate. The annoying thing is that she still takes damage like a Tirpitz if she shows broadside, which means a lot of it. Okay, so I saw these torpedoes pass through, which means that I can probably go forward and not get torpedoed. I would really like to finish that Kutuzov off, and by the way, this is a Lexington torpedo dropping me. Like, think about what would happen if a Lexington dropped a Montana. Those planes are gone, all of them. Completely gone. I would really like to finish that Kutuzov off. I think that he's going to set me on fire and it's going to be incredibly painful. But I also have to care about the Yamato because he is going to wreck me so damn hard if I go there. Not to mention there's still an Iowa here. This one's actually a good shot because, well, her guns aren't pointed at me, so I'm not that afraid of shooting her, because that means she can't shoot me back. Because she's an okay gun platform. Oh yeah, one thing I actually forgot. She has 20.6 kilometer range. At tier 10, Yamato has 26 kilometer range. Montana is 23, like... what doesn't outrange her? Friedrich der Grosse doesn't outrange her. And the Amagi doesn't outrange her. Pretty much everything else at tier 10 in Battleship should outrange her. On top of everything else. Like, what? Oh, and the annoying part is that her secondaries aren't even that, well, special compared to the Yamato. Like, if you think about the Bismarck, then the secondaries are pretty much unprecedented at tier 8. Nothing else comes even close. At tier 9 even, the Friedrich has an advantage over the Izumo, or at least is very close. But the Kurfürst against Yamato doesn't get much of an advantage at all. Like, it might be slightly better, but slightly better isn't good enough. Oh yeah, her turning circle is 1050 meters. You know what else has that kind of turning circles? Carriers. And only carriers. No other battleship is like that. She has significantly higher turning circles than, well, other battleships. Except, I guess the Friedrich is a bit closer, but the Friedrich is actually closer to the tier 9 ones. So, yeah, the Kurfürst is just bad. I can't think of almost anything that will make up for it. I feel like the fact that they gave Bismarck and Friedrich hydroacoustic searches just because they wanted to give it to Kurfürst and were like, oh yeah, I guess maybe we should just give it to the Tier 8 and 9-1 as well. But in the case of Friedrich, hydroacoustic search does make up for her flaws, like it definitely makes her a decent ship. But in the case of Kurfürst, no, she just... There are too many things wrong with this ship. Okay, I've been ranting about this ship for almost 10 minutes. Basically, what I'm trying to do is make sure that Iowa dies so that I can move on and try, you know, killing that Yamato. I got rather lucky that there was another battleship that was heading towards the Yamato, otherwise I think I would already be dead, because the Yamato would have most likely killed me. But look at how much damage I've taken, and I haven't even been hit by all that many things yet. And this is supposed to be a Tier 10 battleship, the crowning achievement of the German battleship line. It isn't, it's a joke, a really bad one. And it's just sad, because the Bismarck is so amazing. Like, why couldn't they just keep like the design of the Bismarck and improve on it and make that one into a Tier 10 battleship? Because I'm fairly certain the Grosser Kurfürst didn't actually exist in real life and there were no actual plans to build it, ever. So, I mean, why not just make something that would be better? Fortunately, I'm already moving between these two islands. I'm trying to not recreate Titanic, and well, that Izumo pretty much saved my life, because if it wasn't for that guy, I would probably be dead. Although, considering the fact that the Izumo got actually that far, I have a feeling that the enemy Yamato might not be the best player, because, or maybe he is, but just got incredibly unlucky. Okay, so my secondaries are opening up on the Yamato, but I think she's gonna get secondary to death. Spencer is probably gonna torpedo me soon, so I hide her, because maybe she already torpedoed me. And I'm opening up my secondaries on the Benson, because I'm pretty sure that Izumo is gonna ram the Yamato. And now they kissed, and goodbye Yamato, you screwed up. Because you definitely should have killed that guy before he got to your ship. Okay, in this situation Hydro was incredibly useful. It saved me from torpedo hits, but well, I still have to deal with the Benson, and she's just gonna run away because I can't get closer enough. Well, I guess the one thing is nice that she is 30 knots, so she is faster than a Yamato, but so is the Montana. I mean, I just don't have all that much to say about her. She just doesn't feel like a good ship. Like, look at this. Game has been going on 13 minutes and I still haven't broken 100k damage. And it's not that I picked like a match where I did really poorly, it's just that I didn't have almost any matches where I did much better. I had like one match or maybe two matches where I did better, but those were older ones where the Kurfürst didn't even have hydros, so I decided not to show those because hydro is a large part, or will be a large part of her when she's released and played. But yeah, my suggestion is still stay away. Not good. Not good at all. Maybe if you could get into matches without enemy tier 10 battleships you'd be fine, but I don't think that's how matchmaking works anymore. I'm pretty sure if you get into a match in a Kurfürst, there is a very high chance the enemy team gets another tier 10 battleship, and unless that one is also a Kurfürst, you are screwed, or I guess you might not be screwed because you might not meet the enemy tier 10 battleship, but you screwed your team. So at this point, in this match we are, well, we aren't ahead, the enemies are ahead in points, they also hold more cap points, but we are probably going to try to take them. I'm also gonna go. The one thing that the Kurfürst is good at is at these end of the match scenarios where enemy team has like that one or two destroyers running around with like a carrier and stuff. Because once you get into the open you can just hydro and not care about destroyers all that much for a good 2 minutes or so. because most of the time what happens towards the end is that the destroyers just rule really hard, because they can surprise torpedo you, like that Ibuki, just gone. And that's it, he couldn't do shit about it, because he just didn't know the torpedoes were coming. Kurfürst doesn't suffer from that, which is great, and the other thing is that because she's a battleship, she doesn't die to like 2 torpedoes. Okay, I guess it's like 4 that cruisers can take, but still. But I mean, I don't think that's nearly enough for what she is. Like, you need more as a tier 10 battleship. You need much, much more. But I guess it is what it is. Oh yeah, and a tier 8 carrier has a difficult time killing her. But then again, a tier 8 carrier has a difficult time killing a Yamato and a Montana. Benson might have torpedoed me, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's why I'm gonna turn my ship towards her. Fire my front guns. I use C to jump to the forward gun. And, well, at least I got the Benson. This means that we have a bit of a better chance, because there are still 4 minutes left, so if I can cap B, I think we might not actually simply lose the game. I use Hydro now, because there's still the other DD who might have torpedoed me. And I want to make sure that I don't get hit by those. Because I want to, you know, I want to stay alive, because how many Kagera torpedoes would I be able to survive? 2? Maybe 2. Because the Kurfürst has very bad, what's it called? Very bad TDS, so can't do all that much. I should click on her though, to make my secondaries open up on her, but I'm being a bit of I wasn't paying enough attention. I should have just clicked on her, but okay, carrier finished her off. Good enough. So, actually did hit her for quite some damage, but still, it doesn't feel like enough. So at this point I think we have won the game. There's 3 minutes left, we are capping B, and there's only, how many is that? That's 80 points between us. So, should be able to take, well, we should be able to take this game, even if we don't sink the enemy carrier. I'm gonna head towards the C cap, but there's way too little time left, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Especially because the carrier might actually still have some planes to attack me with, and I might have to do some evasive maneuvers, and that will probably make me unable to, what's it called? Unable to go full speed. Oh my god, that's annoying. Island is in the way to shoot the Shokaku, so I can't. Oh, never mind, I can't shoot that far anyway. I accidentally just shot my guns there, but it doesn't really matter. I don't have enough range to shoot the Shokaku, and I don't have enough speed to catch up to her. I mean, yes, she's not gonna run in a straight line, but even after that there's an island, but a gigantic island between us. That I'm not going to Titanic on. But yeah, if I have to summarize, the Kurfürst, she doesn't have enough over the Friedrich to, well, put her in a tier 10 ship. If you put her at tier 9, she would be a good tier 9 battleship, I think. But her big problem is her size. You need to give her so much to make up for that, because the size means that she's going to take way more torpedoes by air. She's going to take way more torpedoes by ships as well, because, you know, she is bigger. And her turning circle is way too high. And I feel like the turning circle is so high because of her size. And also the way the back guns, look at the angle. Those are as angled as they get. This angle is bad. Like really, really bad. That should also be improved by a huge amount. Because you need to show way too much broadside to be able to fire at the target. So, I don't know. Secondaries aren't good enough. The AA isn't good enough. The guns aren't good enough. I just don't think she is good. But yeah, there's 30 seconds to go in this match. I think my salvo didn't actually have enough lead. We'll see though. And we are finally in the points lead, so we're definitely winning this match, unless, like, I don't know how she could, you know, win the game. Maybe she has like a hidden dive bomber that detonates somebody or something. Probably not though, so... yeah. This was a Kurfürst match. One of the better ones I had, might I add, so... considering how poor it was, I think that should tell you how bad this ship is. So in the match I did 111,000 damage, only 79 secondary hits, I guess it's understandable. 3 ship kills, 1 citadel, 1. I guess that could come down to my aim a little bit, but her accuracy is kinda meh, so it's kinda understandable. I did get a lot of experience, but I did solo cap a full cap zone, and I did hit quite a bit of DDs. And I shot down more planes than literally anybody else in this match. Which is weird. Because her anti-air isn't even that powerful, but I guess the enemy carrier really wanted to attack me. So my secondaries did, what is this, 17,000 damage? I guess it's okay. But I've seen much better in the lower tiers. I guess I wasn't really in situations where I could use those secondaries, but if I had been, I probably would have died. It seemed like I made a ton of credits, but remember, this is a tier 10 battleship, so she costs an arm and a leg to run. So yeah. So as you realized earlier, I don't really like this ship, but this is how I did with her, and as you can tell, it's pretty poor. Only a 55% win rate, which I guess is in line with my other tier 10 battleships, but consider the fact that my other battleships, when I was testing the German battleships, were doing much better than, well, my usual win rates in those tier ships were, so this isn't a very good sign. And what's also not a good sign is that I averaged 86,000 damage. Of course it could be that I don't just know this magical way to play this to average high damage, but I mean, compared to the Yamato where I'm at 121,000. So I just don't know how you're going to do well. I believe the only reason why my survival ratio on this ship is, well, not lower, is because I just didn't dare to go in all the time. I probably would have died a lot more. Maybe I would have been able to get a bit of a higher damage, but look at how low my average kill rate is. 0.91. That's very low. Like, that's really low for me on average. The ship does look cool, but she is way too big. And, well, 27% TDS is a damn joke. And this is the upgraded one, you know, the one with this thing added. Without it, it's even worse. And I just don't get what you get from this ship or playing this ship. Like, her armor isn't good. I guess let's just look at the comparison from the Wikipedias. Look at it. So, the Kurfürst has less armor. For whatever reason, she simply has less armor than the other battleships at its tier. And I don't understand that one, because, well, it's not like the Montana is somehow superbly armored. You could have at least given her as much armor as the Montana, because that, what is that, 45 millimeters of citadel armor on a tier 10 battleship. Okay then. I guess the gun casemate armor is good, so maybe that helps a little bit. But overall, I don't know. I feel really bad about this ship. Like, her armor is good. I don't get citadeled all that much. I guess that might be due to some kind of armor layout or something. But, like, she doesn't feel worth it from the stats. Sure, her gun reload isn't as fast, but that doesn't really make much of a difference here. Her guns are fine. They are inaccurate compared to, like, the Montana, but they perform okay. The problem is her range is poor compared to the other tier 10 battleships. Her armor isn't good enough. Also, I would like to mention that these pages still put her at 88,000 HP. I believe she is 105,000 HP. I don't think that's still enough. The secondaries are okay. I think they're better than the Yamatos, but I can't tell for sure because I haven't actually used the manual fire control Yamato secondaries in like forever. And her AA is also fairly good. If you look at that, that's a good 300 and something damage over 5 kilometer range, 62 at 2 kilometer range. So she only does put out 362 AA DPS, which is rather pitiful actually at this tier, and only 124 of it would be increased by having manual AA. So it's almost like a Yamato in that sense, except the Yamato has overall more anti-air, or more powerful anti-air DPS, but at closer range. Of course, it's not really comparable to the Montana. Speeds are better on the Kurfürst. She is as fast as a Montana. Well, I guess her turning circle is just really bad. Like, a lot worse than the Yamato and Montana both. She does get better rudder shift, but I don't think it makes up for a 1050 meter turning circle. Concealments are pretty much the same on all of these, so that one doesn't make much of a difference. I just don't get the advantage from 420mm guns. I don't think it makes up for, well, all the other bad things the ship has. And the main thing is that it's very difficult to put the size of the ship into numbers. Like, that's a really big thing that's going to affect how you play the game, but it's difficult to show it in, well, numbers. And the 27% TDS and the armor she gets just isn't good enough. Like, the highest armor she has is 380mm, whereas the Yamato is 410 and the Montana is 409. So I just don't understand her, and that's why I think she is the worst ship in the lineup for the German battleships, at least tier for tier, of course. I feel like she is just a tier 9 battleship. Like a very good tier 9 battleship, but the tier 9 nonetheless, not the tier 10 one. Sorry, but she just can't fight the higher tier things as well. So yeah, that's essentially what I think of the Grosser Kurfürst. I don't like her, and I would not recommend anybody to get her. So anyways, now I'd like to thank my patrons. I hope the rest of you, and well, actually everyone, enjoyed this video. And thank you very much for your continued support, Ultra Real, and I hope I see you guys next time.